Hey guys, Joe here, doing a quick one take today. It's Friday and I wanted to get another video out, but I'm working on a settlement build in Fallout 4. Thumbs up for that. And I wanted to do a quick one on my quick thrown together PC, and you'll be seeing a more detailed thing because I actually recorded while I was putting it together. But this is a Thermaltake View 27 case with ring white LED fans. They look blue on the video, but they're actually white, so you can trust me on that. But let's go over what it has inside of it, because for the foreseeable future, this is what I'm going to be running with. So I'm going to pause you, pull the side off so that we can take a closer look. Here we are on the inside of it, and yeah, it's a pretty clean case. I like the view. It actually has a vertical GPU mount, but I need a new extension because the extension I have was damaged and mangled up when it was sitting in a box, so I can't actually use it because it doesn't work correctly, so it'll boot, but the minute I try to load Windows or any graphics, it's not sending a good enough signal, and it's actually killing it. So yeah, it took me about 20 minutes to figure that out. You'll also notice that I'm back on the ROG X58 motherboard. Two reasons for that. Number one is the X79 motherboard died. Number two is it died because I was putting it in here and I did something stupid that you'll see in the video coming up, so you'll have to wait for that one. But I did actually figure out a bunch of the problems with it, so we have that figured out. So now it's actually a much more stable system than it had been for the last 6 weeks or 6 months or 6 million years, because it had been crashing and having problems booting. And a lot of it comes down to when I originally did a massive overclock on the i7-930 that was in there, and I wound up killing components on the board. Well, it slowly led to other problems, on top of which there's also issues that I may be running into because of the processor. For those of you that don't know, that's a Xeon X5675 processor, which is an unlocked processor, 6-core, 12-thread, so on X58, that's pretty good. It's also overclocked from 3.07 gigahertz to 4.12 gigahertz. It is stable at 4.5, however, I have no reason to run it that high, because even at 4.1, it outguns an overclocked 4790K, and it has more cores, more threads, so when I'm processing video, it works a lot better. You will notice that I only have 4 RAM sticks in there. That was the big reason why I was having so many problems with the system booting. And I did not realize that until I finally figured it out, because when I put the system in here, I was trying to figure it out, so I only had 1 stick of RAM in it. And when I put another stick in that center channel, it wouldn't boot right. It would boot, die, then boot. And it wouldn't see the RAM. So then I moved it over to this slot. Those are 2 8 gig Aries G.Skill sticks. And it would boot fine, see all the RAM. So then I put another 8 gig stick in the third channel, because it's a triple channel motherboard, died, wouldn't start. So I pulled that RAM back out, and then I just started playing around, and I put 2 4 gig sticks next to the 8 gig sticks, because 24 gigs originally was what X58 could support, and that could be an issue. But also, I think the Xeon processor isn't running the memory correctly in triple channel, or there could be a problem with the memory controller on the board from the bad overclock. But either way, 24 gigs, DDR3, 1800 megahertz or 1866 with a 4.12 gigahertz overclock is pretty damn impressive. It's actually as fast as a 6700K that's got a mild overclock on it, so that's perfect for me. And in terms of gaming, I've run 1080 Ti's on that motherboard without bottlenecking it as bad as you might think. It will bottleneck a 1080 Ti because it doesn't have the IPCs to run it, but in terms of just raw performance, things like the card that's on there right now, it's absolutely perfect for. As you can see, that's a Sapphire Nitro 580 8GB. I had a GTX 1070 Ti in it. However, the prices are starting to tank on GPUs again, because the 2070, 2080 Super, all the Super cards and the 5700 XTs and all those cards, it's causing a market flood of graphics cards in my area. So you can get like GTX 1080s for $250. So I got rid of my 1070 while I could still make some money off of it. Or excuse me, my 1070 Ti, because I'm going to wait and hopefully a 1080 Ti will drop to below 400 or at 400. I've seen a couple around 450. but I want to just kind of wait a little bit longer, and I'm not in a hurry. If I don't get one right away, I don't really care. This 580 is plenty for 1080p gaming. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, and it runs games like Forza Horizon 4 1080p Ultra at 75 frames per second, which is actually the refresh rate of that monitor. That's an AOC monitor I picked up like 2 years ago, and it's overclockable to 75 hertz, and that's what I have it sitting at. So yeah, and for those of you wondering, that processor, when it's overclocked in Firestrike on 3D Mark, will actually return a 14,000 point CPU physics score, which is only 1,100 points slower than a 6800K, which is X99 running in quad channel. So yeah, that processor's plenty fine, and the cooler's keeping it cool. Anywho, just wanted to do that real quick. I'll do a more detailed video on putting this thing together because I started with the X79, wound up with the X58, and I think it would be interesting to watch. Yeah, that's about it. Give me a thumbs up if you have any questions. Any comments, leave those down below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, use my links, which should be down below. And as always, we'll talk to you next week with a new Fallout 4 video.